Hi, parents. We just want to give you a overall kind of tour of our class website, and just so you can visually see the types of activities and the types of software that your students are using on a daily basis, both in math and in reading. So we are in a student view right now. So what you see on your screen is what your child would see from our class website on Canvas when they pull it up on their iPad. You see that it's very visual, very kid friendly, with a lot of different buttons and icons that they can click on to get to various places. You also see some important information that is updated weekly, including the newsletter and the homework log. In-person students will get a paper copy of these on Monday, but just in case they're misplaced or they're somewhere other than where their green folder is, they can always access this on the class website as well. So a typical day, the students will come in and they'll get started with their daily check-in. This is a Google form that goes to Mrs. Lewis, our social worker. It just gives us a brief overview of how the student is feeling that morning, and if they are in need of someone to talk to, maybe something's bothering them, or they're not feeling well, or they just need something a little bit different to get their day started off on the right foot. After that, in math, we'll start a basic do now of review, and then we will get to our main math lesson. If students start the day in Mrs. Young's class, they'll get started with a reading do now and get started with their reading lesson. Both classes, though, can find their daily tasks on the daily schedule. You see here on the screen that the left side of the screen is a list of the reading tasks, and then down in the bottom right-hand corner, you see a list of math tasks. These are updated daily for both our in-person and our virtual students, and this is available if a student maybe is sick and has to stay home for a day. They can complete this work on their iPad and get credit for these assignments just like they were in person. A couple of websites that we do use daily for math would be Think Central up in the top right-hand corner. This is where students will get their online daily assignments and tests. The teacher version looks a little bit different, but when the students click on theirs, it will pop up with a picture of an iPad that says things to do, and their assignments will be in there. They have become very proficient at using that. Also, we will use Clever every day. Clever is great because it does not require students to type in a password. They log in automatically with Google. Then they click on their teacher's name, and within their teacher's name, there are different apps available. We will use Moby Max every day to work on our facts. The students have really improved at that, and they can get on and access that very quickly and very easily, and they can practice that at home as well. And there are a lot of different things they can practice in the Moby Max besides their facts. There is reading, science, social studies, and other math skills available to them. For reading, they will use this to access their benchmark, which is our new reading program. This gives them access to all the assignments that Mrs. Young is assigning, as well as any resources that they may need for homework, including spelling and vocabulary. They are getting more and more proficient at using this, but this was a new site for everyone, so we are gradually making progress with our benchmark site. So feel free to ask your students to show you around Benchmark. You can see the different units that they are working on. We just finished Unit 1, which was on animal adaptations. A lot of great information and articles and nonfiction text available for them to check out, as well as things like graphic organizers and other things that will help in their reading and writing process. Finally, if you go back to our class website, they will use Spelling City quite a bit. So this is another place that they can go if they just happen to maybe forget what their spelling words or vocab words are. They can quickly access this from their iPad anytime they need to. We do use this during the school day, so they should be familiar with this site and how to navigate it. There are also games that they can do to practice their vocab and their spelling words to become more proficient at those. Last but not least, we do have over on the left-hand side where it says assignments, quizzes, pages. This is where students would access any assignments that we assign directly through Canvas. we are doing more and more of this. We did this a lot during the first couple of weeks when we were virtual, but we are including that now in our daily tasks. Students know how to answer discussion questions by typing in answers. They know how to attach pictures of things that they have taken with their iPad and submit them. So there's a lot of different cool things that we can do in terms of the types of assignments that students are creating. They could even, if they had to draw a picture and put a caption, they could take a picture of that with their iPad then and upload their drawing for Mrs. Young to see. So a lot of good possibilities with our work in Canvas. But this is just a brief overview of our class website. Students, like we said, are becoming more and more familiar each day with this. And then you also see there are some supplemental things down there under important links. It's the white button with a red important right above Mr. Sheets' peace sign. If you click here, I'm not sure why it says access denied for Mrs. Young, but if you click there, the students will have a list of supplemental websites for both math and for reading. So as we're getting ready to start multiplication here in a couple of weeks, and then later divisions and things like that, there are games to help practice those. There's some supplemental reading material like Scholastic News for kids, National Geographic Kids, some high interest things that students can log into using their iPad, whether at school or at home, to get some high interest reading done. Now Mrs. Young is going to go through report cards and.
Hi parents, this is Mrs. Young. Wanted to go over the report cards that'll be coming soon. And you can see that we have a grading scale up here at the top. Your child will receive either a beginning, a developing, meets, or exceeds for all of the standards that'll be down here in quarter one. You can see that all of the standards will be listed over here on this side. With reading, it's cumulative. It goes through the entire school year. So as of right now, your child may be developing the skill, maybe beginning. That's really where I'm seeing everyone right now. They're at the early stages of learning this skill or concept. Developing, they're just showing their best effort, and they actually can do some of it independently after being guided one or two times.
Bus 34 and 14 may be dismissed now. Bus 34 and 14.
And that right there is just an announcement that your child hears often throughout their day. And let's see, for Mr. Sheets, when you go down here, you can see that his math skills, they are introduced, and your child is hopefully meeting, like compares and orders whole numbers and fractions. Right now, this student shows that he is meeting those. Underneath, you can see that it's left blank. It's just because it has not yet been taught. So you can see that meets solves real world problems using addition and subtraction. That's something that all the third graders have been working on and mastering here in third grade. I think that's about it for the report card. You are all going to need to be looking at quarter one, Q1 for your student. Down here at the bottom, I did forget, we have life skills that the students will be working on, and we also will let you know if they are at the beginning, developing, or meet stages, and some of them may even exceed. And then another report that we are going to show you is NWEA. That actually is a test that we will take at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. So when you look at this student right here, you can see all of the blue bars represent the student's scores. The orange is then district, and the yellow is the norm and where we want them to be for third grade. And then you can also see over here at the end of the year 196 is actually the expected goal for this student to achieve. So for right now, fall of 2020, he had a 184 and the goal was 188. So falling just below in math. But they took that about a month ago. So I'm guessing that that is already starting to rise. And then the same with language arts and reading. It's also the blue is your student, and the orange is the district, and the yellow being the goal that we're going for, the norm. Okay, so there they are above. So you're looking for a long blue bar. Make sure you go over this with your child. That will be sent home with the report cards. I also have Fun Friday that I just want to chat about a little bit. Fun Friday is basically the expectations of all third graders. And we worked this out for the students to work towards this goal every Friday. It's for them to actually have a little of intrinsic motivation, self-awareness. So each day they are responsible to return completed homework. They are responsible to bring their iPad to school and charged, follow all procedures and expectations, that's even including in the hallways, complete all classwork with your best effort, and that would be on time. We give them time in the classroom to do work. And then 5, no behavior concerns. The no laps, the no pink slips, no issues at recess or specials. The pink slips, that's actually been awesome. We have not had to give any of those out yet this year. It's when we see that their habits, their homework habits, and even their behavior, there's a pattern that is just not setting themselves up for success. And so we want to address that with the parents. No laps. Laps are actually what the students came up with on their own for like blurting or I can't think of anything else. Being out of their seat. They will do a lap every time they have an offense. We tell them that they've earned it and we would like for them to join us for lunch and an extra recess time at the location of our choice. And lately it has been at the Wood Park. So please go through these things with your child. Let us know if you have any questions, and we look forward to seeing every kid on Fun Friday. Thanks, parents. We appreciate your time and effort.